everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's around, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Thursday. We're getting there. We're getting there. I hope everyone's well, everyone's safe, healthy, wash your hands, you know the drill. We're not all experiencing this the same way, but we are in this together, by and large. Enough PSAs. So today we are going to continue with our series about life after caretaking. How life for the caregiver has gone on. But also, it's a little bit of commentary about interactions here on YouTube also. Because none of us exist in a bubble as creators or even as viewers, because you can get active in the comment sections and you like comments or dislike them and you participate in all of this. So, the channel we had been following, as if you're just jumping in now, was Cynthia and Thomas Beaumont. Thomas Beaumont passed away recently, a couple months, and Cynthia, his spouse, the widow, is continuing the channel and has renamed it Jersey Girl Journals, which is not a bad name for a channel. It's not! That's Mark. So, at any rate, there's been speculations that have been made about some of her behavior now that her husband's passed away and it's just her. Now, as far as grieving, we all grieve differently. Now, I'm not exactly talking about that, but there's other things that she's been doing, let's just say as a means to support herself, because according to her, she has very little money. YouTube is her only source of income, or primary source of income at the moment, according to her. So the lengths that she was going, or has been going, to get more views, to feed herself, it's been getting a little more extreme. Her videos were a mix of content from kind of mukbangs to sweating to the oldies, a couple of beauty videos, like all different kinds of stuff. And it's always fun to put out like outrageous content and things like that. But I think her mode is to try to see what's going to stick and maybe get herself a nice viral video, and hopefully people will come and stay. That remains to be seen. That hasn't happened to us yet either. So, you know, cut her a break. But she very quickly, she doesn't deal with conflict very well, or feedback. Sorry, guys. She is kind of immature in that way. And so because she doesn't deal with it well, she's quick to block. She's quick to delete a comment, and she's quick to block a person. And she kind of categorizes people, you know, haters are a certain group. She throws that word around very freely. And then, of course, the cockroaches. Now, there's two different levels of haters, apparently. I'll start with just haters in general. Now, I guess it's, I don't know, for me, and I took some notes because, you know, you want to be a little prepared. As much as you can prepare for a topic like this. They always say ignore the haters, and I agree with that to an extent. However, sometimes someone who's using really foul language and that you don't really like makes an excellent point, and that's hard to swallow. But the point is still there. Okay, that's one of those ego-destroying kind of moments. Now, aside from that, if someone's using, like, racist language, or stuff about gender, or, what else? Assuming someone's immigration status, and and that they're manipulating that as a means to get benefits, anything like that, just talking about that. Hateful would be trying to send subscribers to another person's channel and say, go over here and harass this person, or block their videos, or report their videos. Like, that would be a hateful thing to do. It speaks to a curious relationship between the creator and the viewer or subscriber, that they can compel their viewers at their command to go and do something to another person. You know, that kind of mob mentality that goes with it, which is popular on YouTube. YouTube is by and large run by mob mentality, I think. But in that case, it's interesting. I don't know that we could ask any of our regular viewers, subscribers. I know a lot of you guys only tune in like once a week, that's cool. I don't think that they would go at the snap of a finger if we pointed and said, go, minions, go! Because I don't think we attract minions as viewers, so I think they'd be put off by that request and they'd probably unsubscribe. But, you know, different peoples, I guess. So those things I think would be hateful, you know. Wishing somebody dead, That's hateful. That comes up. Chantal says a lot of people say that to her. Cynthia said it to me, and Mark, and Candy, and Pam. I don't know if she said it to the Mr. E guy, but then now we're treading into cockroaches. That's a little further down. Is a person a hater if they were a fan of Cynthia's and they sent her, let's say, an edible arrangement or something, and it didn't have chocolate on it, and she likes chocolate, and they were upset with her for her response, feeling like maybe they were disrespected. And I'm not saying this was the emotions felt by the people in this, because I've had contact with the edible arrangement individual. But let's say that they felt disrespected and they brought it to Cynthia's attention. Does that person then become blocked and become a hater because they had something negative to say? Is negative feedback mean that you're a hater? That creates a comment section filled entirely with people that blow smoke up your ass. Entirely. You can't even pretend that that's not even reality. And what ends up happening is because people don't have a forum to share opinions, good, bad, and have a discussion, other avenues open for that to happen. A la guru gossip. A la we get lots of emails and messages from people. That's how Candy opens up, and how there's another guy, what's his name, Roger, and then Mr. E, and there's other places that people go to do it because they can't do it here. Cynthia, I hope, realizes that reaction channels are good for her channel as well, so, which is good, because then I get to keep doing this, so those are the haters. Now the cockroaches, as we stand. Cynthia, at this point, believes there's 6. Now, once upon a time, there was 2 of them who were making up hundreds of fake accounts just to give her a thumbs down or a bad comment, which is, of course, ridiculous. But, so she either believed that, which is ridiculous, or she knows it's bullshit and she's trying to convince her fans that not that many people don't like her. So the 50 thumbs down couldn't possibly be 50 people who don't like the video that they're watching, or maybe don't like the content she makes. It couldn't possibly be exactly what it looks like. What is it, Occam's razor? The simplest explanation is probably the correct one. It's probably just that 50 people didn't like that video. And if people unsubscribe, it's because they don't want to watch the channel anymore, and they don't care to be alerted when new videos come out. It's not because anyone's hacking YouTube. It's not some vast conspiracy, you know, it ain't that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. So, cockroaches aren't as we are. Since, you know, the only thing she does have right is that, like cockroaches, where there's 1, there's 100. So if there's 6, there's thousands. So let's not be naive and think that only 6 people are critical of some of the content and the decisions and all that type of stuff. Let's not be stupid about that, okay? But making observations about the choices that she's making, or providing commentary, and using her own words to do it, or in other situations, I know some people use the footage from her channel to do it within copyright constraints, to say, this is what she said, this is how it came out, this is what it looked like. And that's okay to do. That's not lying. That's not slander. If you're using a person's own words, the truth is the truth, no matter how unflattering it may be. It is what it is. So, if any of us don't want to have unflattering content out there, we shouldn't make unflattering content. Or we shouldn't say, if we don't want people to think that we're greedy, or that we're ungrateful, or that we're not, you know, kind, then we shouldn't say ingrateful, kind things. Ungrateful, kind things. A little late in the week. So, I had a few more notes, I'm sorry. And again, I just, you know, back to going to the facts. This is one of the things I like about reaction channels, because it's very hard to dispute someone's own words. They can't say, I mean, now we kind of live in an era where you can have actually videotape of a person saying something and they go back later and say, I didn't say that, you misunderstood it. It's more likely that the person didn't say it correctly, not that everyone misunderstood it, but that person. Nevertheless, nobody made up that Cynthia bought a bunch of beauty boxes. And when people were saying cockroaches, for example, like Pam, was saying cool down with spending your money. Do you ever put anything aside for a rainy day? And yes, at the time, people would say, your finances, Cynthia's finances are none of your business. And that was probably a very fair statement at the time. Not everything that every reactor does is gilded, you know, and fair and upstanding. I can account for that. I've seen lousy reaction channels that go way below the belt. But saying, are you saving money? You're spending a lot, and you're coming up on hard times. Well, now it is everybody's business, because even Cynthia understands that if she says on camera she doesn't have something, somebody's going to buy it for her the next day. Somebody is. Who the hell else? Omaha Steaks? Really? Crock pots? And, you know, kind of had to think. That always, you know, you think about, like, what I don't like in people I don't like in myself, and I'm trying to think, am I jealous that she's getting Omaha Steaks? Like, I don't know. I think I had said last week, I don't really count groceries as part of the YouTube income from the channel. Like, it's the ad stuff, and then people are generous and they do super chats, you know, that counts as money. But I'm not like, okay, we made 250 in ads and 100 in groceries. Like, it's not part of the deal, I don't think. And I don't know. I'm feeling very tangential about this whole thing. Mark!
Yeah.
Are you free?
Yeah.
I need some opinions.
Uh-oh.
First of all,
I'm sorry, I haven't been listening.
While he's on the walk here, I bleached my beard if you guys didn't watch yesterday. I had said, say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Because a lot of our Thursday folks don't watch us the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's true.
So, this is us. And I dyed my hair blonde yesterday.
Yes, he did.
And one spot. And Mark highlighted his. I'll put a card up here. So I was talking.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. It
was a scene, man. 40 volume for 50 minutes. So we're talking about Cynthia.
Yeah.
Okay, and the people who give stuff to her.
Mm-hmm.
And how would we describe those people? Because stupid isn't the word to describe people that give to someone who they believe is needy.
No.
You know, giving says more about the person doing it than the person receiving it.
Oh, absolutely.
I suppose.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was saying, we get gifts from people, and they're nice, and they're thoughtful, and we show them off on camera. And sometimes, you know, we exchange gifts, you know, we send them back. She does it very differently. She does it very differently.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you have any thoughts around the topic?
I mean, you're asking me, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like,
I'm
this
asking
is
you.
your shtick, you know?
No,
I
but,
can't,
But Mark's, you know, same with Chantal. When I'm watching the videos, Mark's next
I
to
do.
you, so.
I do see them sometimes. I personally, I can't even watch her anymore because it just makes me upset. I don't know. My opinion on what's going on now, you know? I mean, and as far as this, I think that it's a very sad state of affairs when a person like that can manipulate generous, kind people to do their will, kind of, if so to speak. It really. I'm trying to put it into words. I get really worked up about it. I get worked up about it because she, you know, it shows a person's true character, like in her. You're seeing her true character now, and I really refrain from saying that her viewers or people who send her things are naive or stupid, like you said.
No, they're
naive
kidding.
or stupid or anything like that. No, that's not it at all. But I think that, like, especially now and what's happening in the world right now, all that stuff that she is getting, and we're talking multiple packages a day.
Yeah. I'm talking to you, Eileen, with the Omaha Steaks.
Like,
Couldn't you buy some masks and send them to your state capital?
There's so much more good that could be doing for deserving people who really, really need it right now.
Yeah.
Instead of this person who is all take, gimme, and not giving anything back at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. Did she ever volunteer in a pet shelter? Did she ever do anything to give back? Instead, she spends the money that she has, because she has money. She has credit cards, she has money. She has said it. These are her own words. She uses that money to buy stuff that she wants that she needs, like with these beauty boxes and Japanese toy things
Pusheen,
and whatever all that crap
Japanese
is,
candy.
and then expects her viewers to send her the stuff like groceries and stuff that she just mentions or outright begs for.
Yeah.
It just, what I'm saying is that it puts a shadow on like all of YouTube creators, somebody like that.
You know what would brighten my day? A Rolex.
But, yeah. Okay. Well, that'll come tomorrow.
I know,
from
guys.
FedEx. No,
but that's okay.
I do think it's a sad state of affairs. I think it gives a bad name overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, guilty by association kind of a thing.
Yeah, well, she didn't invent begging.
No,
she's not
she
the 1st
didn't.
person to do it. She's not the only, certainly not the only person
No,
that
she's
does it.
not, but she's really exploiting it right now, and she's manipulating people into doing it.
I mean, you can't tell me Cynthia hasn't made... You can call Cynthia a lot of things, but as far as she's made the connection, I say it on camera, it shows up the next day.
She said that. That's her words.
Yeah.
Those are her words. And I think that this goes far beyond asking for something or even begging for something. She now feels entitled to these things. And I think that is wrong. I just cannot believe that more people haven't, I guess, caught on to or seen her true character. It does. It really upsets me when I think of her manipulating people at home. You know, like you said, I heard the tail end. You know, we have such great viewers. We get cards and packages too, but we do not expect it, and we certainly are not entitled to it at all.
No,
and we will not. You will not see us begging for things, and it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It just does. And I it's like one of those things, like I said, guilty by association.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like almost a little guilty because we're creators as well.
Yeah.
And she is a creator too.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I had to look inside too. I think I got the tail end of you saying something like this.
Well, here's the thing. Usually the things that, as therapy goes, because I've been in therapy since I was like 2.
Yeah.
The things you dislike in other people are things you see, really deeply dislike in yourself.
I'm
digging. I can't find it.
I couldn't find it either. I had to look inside. I'm glad you said that, because I was like, my first thought was I jealous that
maybe
we didn't get Omaha Steaks, or we didn't get an Instapot, or all these hundreds and thousands of other things.
Maybe maybe when I was a child and she's being a little needy for the sake of attention was something I had tinges of, but I was like 12.
Right. That's true. Well, I think, I'm not a therapist either, but I mean, on the emotional level, I am not
I don't
sure
know
how
what's
old
going
she
on
is.
with her. I'm not a pharmacist.
But that's just my opinions on those things. I can't even watch her anymore. And these, sweating to the oldies and these...
Well, she stopped, though. She was going to get in shape until less than 1,000 people watched it. Now she's not doing it anymore.
That makes sense.
It wasn't a fitness goal. It was a YouTube goal.
It was a YouTube goal. I think there's another difference there, too. I don't know. So, anyway, is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah. Thank you. You've been, quite concise. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there.
Okay.
Okay.
If I need you, I'll ring for you.
Okay.
Okay. That was Mark, everybody. So, now, all right. Okay. So, again, coming back to this, the observations that people make are of behavior that she has filmed and put on the internet. Again, any of us could speculate what any of us do off camera, things like, if I was to say, I think maybe she sells some of the gifts she gets, that would be speculation. If I were to suggest that maybe the wheelchair she was given isn't in the apartment anymore and I doubt she gave it away, that would be speculation. I don't know. Those would just be guesses. But when a person has a history of being less than forthright, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. So, again, we don't exist in a bubble, and people send us messages. I have a few here. So I just wanted to touch on a few points, because since there's only 6 cockroaches, maybe there'll be 8 or 9 after this. And again, use your own judgment whether or not you think these people are haters. whether they're jilted former viewers, whether they're cockroaches themselves, or whether they just want to comment on what they think is bad behavior, poor behavior, or tasteless behavior. So, oh my god, I feel bad for the guy who sent the wheelchair. I think Tommy only lives another 3 weeks after, didn't he? I'm sure Cynthia sold it. I can't see her being the type who would donate it. Let's see, the thread here, and also Steve's Thursday videos helped me to wash the bad taste out of my mouth after watching and reading her ass-kissing comments section. Who are all those ass-kissers? And fans still sending her multiple packages every day. Half the time she can't even bother to remember their name, much less I'm sure no one has ever gotten a thank you card from her. She thinks a shout-out from her is so valuable. Maybe she should get up off of her and send a thank you note letter to all the people who are spending their hard-earned money and taking the time to shop for her and send the things to her. You know, some of that Pusheen and Hello Kitty stationery, it's somewhere buried in the squalor. So that was one comment that was left. There was some other language in there I left out, because that doesn't help make any sort of point. Next one. The week I was off work, I went almost every day to the food pantry to help pack lunches for the homeless and needy. She talks all the time about how she believes in God and she's a Christian. It's a good way to manipulate people. And all this and that, but I've never seen her do one charitable act for anyone in my life. But I don't count buying crap at the dollar store and dropping it off at the church as helping, especially when Tommy was working and she had to do all day. Hey Cindy, you love cats so much. How about volunteering at a shelter, sweeping out cages, feeding the cats, filing potential adoption information? There's so many things you can do that would give back and help others, but
oh my god, I said that!
Yeah, people...
Sorry.
Yeah, so, I mean, these aren't niche thoughts, you know, these aren't just one or two people think this, okay? She'd rather sit on her throne with her fans, send her gifts, and kiss her ring. And she wants free food from the government, and she expects them to drop it at her door. I kind of thought that one was a little, too. I'm so angry at Cynthia's latest video that I can't even comment on it. My head's going to explode. So other people, however they choose to express it, are having similar things. So... yes, I remember watching the video where she was talking about food and how there was drive-thrus for people who could get food and how she thought the really ungrateful people were the people who driving through and they probably didn't need it. And Cynthia has a real hang-up recently. She probably always has, but it's come out recently. People who she thinks to sum up, it's what you think you're better than me and the rest of it's noise. She'll talk about other people who have houses, who have cars, who have this, who have that. And she feels like I have nothing, but it's not her fault. She never had a chance. She never had a this. She never had a that. She's alone. She's the only person in the world that any bad thing has ever happened to, ever. And it's been harder for her, and there's 1,000 reasons why she can't do anything that could help herself. Now, none of that's true, of course, but that's the position I think she's coming from, so that would leave her stuck in the apartment. So at any rate, the bottom line is that haters are going to hate. And there are legitimate haters, if you must, out there who don't wish well for anybody, who do want to see people dead, who do try to persuade folks to do unkind things to other people. And that is not okay. Who use bad language. That is not okay. And then there's people who just disagree with us. I'll give you an example. I think on the video I did about e-begging. Shameless e-begging and manipulation. I think there's at least 20 thumbs down on that. Now, I didn't get on here and say, don't you know everybody loves me? It must just be that one person who doesn't, and they must have made up 19 other accounts. No, that would be stupid. It's obviously at least 20 people didn't like the video. Probably more, and they probably just didn't give it a rank because they didn't want to give me any action or anything. That's fine. That's why we have comment sections. That's why we have thumbs up and thumbs down, so we can find out feedback from the people who watch our channel, good or bad. And to try to craft a narrative in the comments section by deleting everything that's negative, so a new viewer will look and go, oh, people love her. I guess they look past her idiosyncrasies. No, she just wipes it clean. That's what brings in a person to want to help Cynthia, because you think, well, I mean, she seems well-liked in the comments. No one on here said anything negative about her. She must be trustworthy and just having a hard time. So.
Oh, that's another thing.
Mark's not done.
That's another thing. That's another thing too about manipulation. It is like, how can you go in? You say one thing that she doesn't agree with. It doesn't even have to be negative. Boom, comment is gone and you're blocked. If you don't believe me, try it yourself. Just try it. Try it. You look at her comments, she looks like everything is positive and wonderful and supportive and da-da-da-da. Every single negative comment and every person who doesn't agree with or even asks her a question.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask her, how did you and Tommy first meet? Boom, you're gone. Gone.
Mm-hmm. And it's perfectly within her right to moderate her comment section.
Absolutely it is.
But it does say something about creators that do it. When they give you the reason why, it says something about them, I think. So it's a question worthy of asking. Why would you disable that feature? Not disable the feature. Why would you edit that feature? Why would you not just let it roll as is? So it's curious. So I think we're going to leave it there for today. Don't worry, there will be more for next week, I'm sure. So I think I just caught a last video where she was wearing a tiara. So certainly things have not.
Kidding me.
Yeah. She's trolling. She's not that. This isn't her first day on the playground, you know. So obviously there will be more to come. But thank you all for stopping by, and thank you for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at Smokey Steve Space and Mark, or on Instagram at Smokey Steve and Mark. Our email address and contact info is all listed down below. Thank you again for watching, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Be safe. Bye.